Hi everyone, it's Katie Crysdale here from Lakeview Aquatic Consultants. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. I am going to give a little bit of an update, seeing as it's been one whole year since the last Aquatic Industry Insider. I would not have thought that a whole year would go by, but it has. And a lot of different things have happened in the last year. And I want to talk in this video about what that means for YouTube going forward and for more video content. So, some of you might know I started recording for YouTube in 2020. I posted the 2020 Pool Aid webinars to YouTube every week. I had no YouTube background, I had no video broadcasting background, but I knew it was really valuable to have all of those recordings posted on YouTube for people to be able to rewatch. And those are still on our YouTube channel, and that is still the bulk of the traffic that comes to our YouTube channel. Fast forward to 2021, and we had more Pool Aid webinars. Those are also available here on the Lakeview Aquatic Consultants YouTube channel. 2022, I wasn't really doing anything with YouTube, but I was doing quite a bit on Instagram with Reels and videos at that point, Instagram Live. And I wanted to get back into recording more content because I have all these great ideas, all these tips, all these tricks. And people have been telling me for years that they're just not interested in Instagram as a platform on which to view some of that content, not only in their personal time, but also professionally. If you work for a municipality or a commercial swimming pool, let's say in a hotel, it may not look very professional to your boss that you're scrolling around on Instagram, even if the content is valuable to what you do. So in 2022, I was really inspired by a channel that I watch called What's Going On with Shipping with Sal Macagliano. Even though I have no connection to the merchant marine, Navy, anything like that, sea related, I really love his YouTube channel. And he has this setup every week where he talks about 5 great stories from the industry, and he gives kind of his stream of consciousness opinion, and it's like listening to a really great conversation from an educated friend kind of giving you their thoughts. And it's not structured in a very produced, highly edited way. When I first started Lakeview Aquatic Consultants, a lot of people told me that I should have a podcast, that I'm very articulate when I'm speaking off the cuff, but I'm not really into that highly manufactured, highly produced. Podcasts are great, but they have definitely had their moment. There's definitely a plateau. People are definitely getting tired of them. And I know for me, what I really enjoy listening to right now is educated conversations or stream of consciousness that's lightly edited, but it's relevant and timely. And so to circle back, this is how my hive mind works. In 2022, I wanted to share news articles, but I didn't really come up with a sustainable model that worked for my lifestyle and where I was at with the business. So, as some of you know, Lakeview Aquatic Consultants, we have CPO classes, certified pool operator classes. I do a lot of consulting, I do a lot of traveling and working with different clients. And in the middle of 2022, in July, my husband got a staph infection. He had emergency surgery, he needed care, he couldn't drive himself. And that sank like a hole in the middle of my work schedule last year. And I'm very thankful that my work schedule is such that I was able to take care of him and take some time off. But it was just a mess to my schedule, and I couldn't keep up with the aquatic industry insiders. And it's definitely something I wanted to be doing, but I needed to take a break in September of 2022. And they weren't honestly exactly what I wanted. They weren't getting the views that I thought they should. And it was just not something I looked forward to doing in my week. And then towards the end of the year of 2022, October, November, December, I got really, really sick, and it made me realize that it had just been a really, really rough year. And I had said yes to too many things before my husband had his surgery. And then that piled on, and I was just completely overloaded. And so taking a break was natural. Little bit of background, just bear with me while I set this up further. So 2023, I knew pretty early in the year I wanted to get back into video content for the reason that I mentioned, which is that as much as I share on Facebook and Instagram, Not only do people fundamentally have issues with spending their time on platforms that are owned by Meta, like formerly Facebook, but also it just may not appear professional. And the reshare value or the ability to rewatch something in the workplace setting is maybe not there compared to, say, YouTube. YouTube 5 or 10 years ago was also not the place that you could go while at work because people thought you were watching videos or games. But I do think YouTube has grown up, as it were, and a lot more employers are willing to consider that YouTube is a tool for learning a skill or a language or checking on, relevant industry news. So, circling back to the present day, it is September of 2023, and we're back with YouTube content. What does that mean in terms of format and frequency? So I'm not committing to 1 or 2 videos a week for the foreseeable future because I definitely hate to commit to something and then not be able to fulfill it. But what I will tell you is that my natural pace of work is that I need a long time to think about things and prepare and get ready to restart. And so probably 6 months ago in April of 2023, I said I was coming back with YouTube content, and it was definitely on my mind, but I didn't feel the same passion that I feel now as of September 2023 with the number of ideas that have been coming to me in the last few weeks in terms of things that I want to film, topics that have come up in the industry, articles that have crossed my desk. And it's definitely the best time now more so than ever because here in Canada, our parliament, the legislature, is fighting with Facebook about broadcasting news articles on Facebook. If you're not in Canada, essentially Facebook does not want to pay a commission or a small fee. The estimates are $68 million per year would be a referral fee basically to link back to those articles so that the journalists and the news platforms get some compensation for those views on Facebook. I'm not completely versed on all aspects of that argument, so I'm not going to really comment other than to say it's really inconvenient for somebody like us who has built the Lakeview Aquatic Consultants Facebook page as a library of industry resources that I know our clients and social media supporters go back to and refer to. And so not being able to share those articles on Facebook is a real pain. And because we can't reshare those articles really effectively, it also means that we're not able to discuss them in the way that I would like to. So all of this is coming back to the place where all signs are pointing that it's time to rededicate to YouTube. And so going forward, what that's going to look like is we have been uploading a lot of content to Shorts, which is the vertical video content similar to Instagram Reels. So we're not completely reposting without changing things, but I have been going through our 107 posted Instagram Reels as well as vertical videos that I've recorded in the past and doing more voiceover and ways that it would be helpful to people to have content available on YouTube Shorts. And then I'm also going to move back into the Aquatic Industry Insider. So it is going to take me a little bit of time to figure out exactly what that looks like. But my initial thought is that rather than putting a bunch of articles together each week, because nobody has 10 or 15 or 20 minutes necessarily to watch a recording, I think what I'm going to do instead is these micro topics. So at this point in time, 2023, people generally, myself included, have a pretty short attention span. I love listening to audiobooks and longer form features, but not everybody has that luxury. And if you don't grab somebody in the first 2 to 3 minutes, it really does, they're probably going to move on or they're not going to find what they need. So rather than combining multiple topics into one Aquatic Industry Insider, I think we're just going to follow the natural flow of topics. And if it's a 5 minute topic, it's a 5 minute topic. If it's a 22-minute topic, it's a 22-minute topic. But we're going to keep them pretty isolated so that they can also be timely. One of the issues in the past by combining multiple news articles from the same week was also that it made it harder to get the video out ASAP. So I would like to be able to upload video content within a day or two of a timely, not historic event, but essentially within a timely industry issue. So waiting to post something 7 or 10 days later is not necessarily helpful when in the moment people need guidance or ideas on how to address something. So that's what I've been up to. The last year has been extremely busy for Lakeview Aquatic Consultants. I want to say a big thank you to our clients and supporters. It's been a banner year for us. 2023 is not over, but it's been a really, really great year. 2022 had a lot of challenges for us, especially coming out of the pandemic here in Alberta and Canada. And so it was a partial year. 2021, 2020, I was just obviously very happy to be healthy and safe and to do what I could. But YouTube is definitely something that I feel very passionately about now, which is so interesting because I don't love being on video. I don't like having to put on makeup and figure out where my camera is seated and get the lighting right and set up the room. But I do recognize that it is, one of the top viewed platforms, and it really does provide a great medium to have you hear what I have to say, as well as be able to share articles and resources on the screen in a meaningful way. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you'll join us as we continue to move forward with more video content. If there's anything specific that would be helpful to you in your work as an aquatic industry professional, whether you're a pool operator, a pool manager, lifeguard, swim instructor, coach, I want to make this a homepage for articles, interviews, tips and tricks, hacks, discount ideas, whatever that looks like, because I really think that our industry is amazing and I want to keep reinvesting in it as we all do. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to us, follow us on social media like Facebook or Instagram, and we'll catch you again soon.